Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and something huge has just happened in the Pokemon TCG. This is not something that is unexpected, but it is still something very, very big, and that is rotation has happened in Japan today at the time of recording this video because the new expansion Dial Zero was just released in Japan. This is going to be making up the bulk of Perfect Order internationally, releasing in like 2 months or something like that. And this has some cards, some cool cards in it. We'll talk about probably some of these cards. I actually made a video ranking all of them, or all the good ones, in my opinion. And I will say, there's one card I think I might have been a little wrong about, but we'll see. We'll talk about that today. And there's going to be some really interesting things to talk about because rotation, as I said, has happened. If you're not familiar with what rotation is, and this happens, by the way, at the same time that the set comes out. So it depends if you're playing in official tournaments or on live or in person. It'll kind of, whenever the set is legal, presumably is when rotation is. You could make an exception with like your friends or whatever, right? But yeah, that's when it happens here, and in Japan and all and anywhere. So, anyways, rotation is losing the oldest year's worth of cards, and these are the cards with the G regulation mark, like this Ivysaur here. You see a G on it, and yeah, you can't you're not going to be able to play that card after rotation. And yeah, that's about it. I guess the other exception is, let's take a look at Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved, we see Boss's Orders. Boss Orders has a G regulation mark. However, it was reprinted in Mega Evolution with an I regulation mark, so this is not rotating. The cards that are legal are the cards with the H, I, and J regulation mark, or just everything after G, not including G. And yeah, that's how it works. If you see a card without a regulation mark, it's not legal unless it's a reprint, or it has been reprinted there. And yeah, that's about it. So let's just hop right in. I guess I'll talk about the decks that we're losing. The top decks are, I've said this a lot, it's Gholdengo, Gardevoir, Charizard. We're losing all these decks, and there's some good cards that we're losing in decks, but I think the main thing is going to be these three decks. There are some like nice trainers. There's some good trainers that we're getting as well, so some interesting stuff to dive into. But you can see here, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? The City Leaks, I'm just going to be looking at these two, which have happened in Japan. And it is a Friday, so a little less busy than on weekends. Full weekends here. And yeah, I'm just going to go through these because there's some really interesting things here. These are the top 16 of up to 64 player tournaments here. So, this isn't like the perfect representation of the meta, especially we only have 32 decks here, but definitely is something. And there's some weird stuff here as well, but I think it's really interesting to take a look at. I'm just going to go through the tournaments and take a look at the decks. So I'll start with Dragapult. I feel like, to me, Dragapult seems like the best deck. I don't think that's a crazy take, but Dragapult isn't. It's been played some. Okudusi with Noctowl, that is interesting. I haven't personally played much. Wait, is it okay? It's mostly been played with Noctowl as well. I haven't really played much Dragapult Noctowl, but we got 4 lists here. This is the winning list in one of the tournaments. Again, don't put too much stake in any individual list. It could just be someone trying something out, getting lucky or getting unlucky or whatever, right? But we see these lists. Okay, these are relatively similar to the Noctowl list. I'll talk about the not Noctowl list first. This is I would say it's pretty normal. I mean, it runs Psyduck, right? That's like not what you expect to counter Dusknoir. You see Dragapult not running Dusknoir. To me, I thought, like, so if you look at Dragapult, in standard right now, we see that, I'll just pull up. Okay, this is like not an actual list, I will say that, but it is like a combination of lists. I don't even know if there's 60 cards here. But this is kind of what Dragapult's looking like in standard right now with like Dusknoir, and you're losing Luminous, so then you need to cut Monkey Dory, probably, or you need to add Darkness Energies in, which is kind of clunky. There's Hawlucha as well, and you're losing that. And then you're losing some Pokemon Search, some supporters and stuff like that. We see this list here, though. It's running Dawn. It's actually not running the Upper Energy. The other ones are running Sparkling Crystal, which makes sense. We'll get to that in a moment. But this list here is running Unfair Stamp because you're losing Iono. So this is like a powerful disruption card alongside Judge, which is interesting. We also see Crushing Hammer, which is not at all what I was expecting. To me, it doesn't seem that good. I'm not going to lie. It's, flip a coin. Okay, wait, this isn't rotating? What? Okay, I don't know why Crushing Hammer is legal. I'm not going to lie. If someone knows in the comment section, please tell me. Yeah, I don't actually know what's going on here. I'm not going to lie. Crushing Hammer sure looks like it should be rotating. Wait, no, never mind. Give me a second. No, it got reprinted. Never mind. It got reprinted. There we go. I was just looking at the international prints. So yeah, Crushing Hammer got reprinted. And then you have that as a disruptive card. and also handheld. Okay, there's a lot of energy disruption in this list. This seems like kind of weird here. And there's also Team Rocket Splash Tower, so a lot of disruption in this stack. Dragapult and Standard runs disruption, but this is like a more, I guess, streamlined build with a bunch of disruption, which is interesting. I don't know, like this feels like you don't have the powerful options of like Dusknoir. Looking at the other lists, we see some different stuff. Oh, we do see Crispin as well for energy acceleration in this list as well, and yeah, we got like supports and stuff like that. There's some stuff to analyze with stack, but it's not like crazy out there. Compared to I mean, you know, Dragapult Noctowl isn't something I played much. I played with it a little bit. We see triple Ogerpon. That seems like a lot of Ogerpons there. Also, we do see a Chimpao, which is interesting in the one list here. I think Chimpao. Well, I think Night Mine is bad for the deck, and I think Night Mine is good. So, Chimpao is definitely going to be a potentially good card in my opinion. And also, we don't have Nest Ball, right? So Nest Ball doesn't trigger Chimpao. Chimpao's on play to discard Stadium. We see Pokebad. Pokebad is very good. I haven't talked about this yet. You search for a Pokemon without a rule box, aka a non-EX, and put it into your hand. Super good. We see Noctowl here. We see Dragapult. We see Liz Clefairy EX to beat Dragapult there. We do see a Monkey Dory. The Monkey Dory seems okay. I don't know. I mean, you can kind of afford it in the deck. Running different types of energy is like kind of good. I don't know how good it is here. And then you do see the Water Ogerpon. With Sparkling Crystal, you could, you know, theoretically even do this turn one going second. Obviously, probably not going to happen. I imagine you want to go first. And we also don't see Rare Candy. To me, Rare Candy seems like it would be good in the deck, just as a one of. Wait, let me check the other list. Okay, this one plays 2. Oh, okay, this one does run a 0 or a 1/0/1 Dusknoir line. And then this one runs a no Dusknoir, but it does run Rare Candy. I feel like Rare Candy is good in the deck because you can search it with Noctowl, right? And then you can get your turn to attack off. When you have Sparkling Crystal, you can attach. Sparkling Crystal, in my opinion, is like underrated in Dragapult and Standard, I guess. I don't know. It's not like that good. But if you're not running Jamming Tower, then Sparkling Crystal getting a or it's not like it essentially acts as an energy. Yes, it isn't 2 and 1, right? Your upper energy is 2 energies on one card. But when you have like, I mean, you have a pretty decent draw engine. Drake is like fine. Plus, like adding Noctowl to that makes it really powerful. And yeah, I mean, Sparkling Crystal is really good. Obviously, good for Ogerpon, good for Dragapult, and you got Crispin. I mean, 4 Crispin seems like a lot, but I guess I was gonna say maybe you are looking for that turn going second play. I do feel like this stack, if you whiff setup, it would be bad, but also. Actually, yeah, and it's also kind of hard now to think about to get the Ogerpons into play. Yeah, I didn't even like think about that. Now that I think about it, you can't search it outside of. We can search it with Terra Orb and Ultra Ball, and we see this list is just this one's running 5, this one's running 4, and this one's running 6 here. Terra Orb is like okay in the deck. I mean, it's like good, but it's not super good, right? Comparing it to like Nest Ball, it's I mean, yes, it gets Dragapult, but Terra Orb is like a 3 of isn't something you really want to do, but you kind of have to do it here because you need to be able to access the Terras. That is very important because without the Terras, you can't Noctowl, right? So definitely have some really interesting things going on in this deck here. Areas your underdepths. Yeah, I guess that is good because you can be filling up your bench a lot. I feel like 3 copies. I mean, I've been playing like Terrapagos. I feel like that's a bit much. You got Chimpao, maybe, or is part of the idea to like get rid of your own Pokemon with Chimpao? I don't know. That seems kind of sketchy. But overall, some really interesting stuff here. Obviously, I haven't played in the post-rotation format, so I don't know exactly which of these are like more tech-specific cards and things like that. But I'm super excited to be playing Dragapult post-rotation. I think it will be cool. I think it's going to be super good. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it's going to be super good. I think people are potentially overcomplicating it a little, but I don't know. As I said, this is like a really small sample size. But let's move on to the next deck, which I guess is Mega Frostlass and Mega Starmie. So Mega Frostlass, if you don't know, it does 50 for each card in your opponent's hand. Oh, it's just a 1 of here with a regular Frostlass. Mega Starmie EX, though, is the card that, this is the one that I thought wasn't super good. I still don't think it's super good, but Jet Blow might be a lot better than I was thinking. For 1 water, you do 120, 50 to 20 your opponent's bench Pokemon. Then WL Beam for 3 colors to do 210. Ignore effects on your opponent's Pokemon. You don't hit weakness either. Ultimately, this attack, the second one's like not super good, I don't think. Yeah, you can't really attack with it. I mean, you like kind of can attack with it, but not really. The first attack though is it definitely is. It's decent, you know. It does decent damage. It doesn't have an ability, so you can use it with Frostlass and then not take damage. And do some like decent damage spread on your opponent's board, which seems like fine. Honestly, pairing this with Mega Frostlass, I didn't even think about. They're both water type Pokemon. That being said, they do give up 3 prizes. Giving up 3 prizes is like a lot, right? You're not super tanky. I mean, I guess you're like kind of tanky, but It could definitely be better. We are losing Goldango, which is a powerful one-shotting deck, but we still do have Serial Edge. Yes, Serial Edge does hit this for weakness, but I think Serial Edge would still actually trade positively, so I don't think it really matters too much. I'm not exactly sure how all the math goes there, and I'll imagine there's like a lot of different complications there. Also, the high counts of Hilda is interesting. Yes, Hilda gets evolutions. I guess 'cause that's the only way to search out evolution. No, wait, no, yep. Yeah, it's the only way to get the megas. You can Pokepad for the Frostlass. Um, but getting like a basic off of Hilda and then like an evolution feels kind of meh. But obviously we're losing good cards, we're losing Iono, we're losing research, we're losing Arven, we're losing a bunch of powerful trainers there. Um, and then we see two Mega Signals. We see like Mega Signal, Terra Orb, seeing more play because we're losing Despal as well. And then there's some other decks as well of a similar idea. This one is the same type of deck. Let's see, we got this one also like the same type of deck. And this one. Okay, yes, this is, this is actually seeing a bunch of play here, which is really interesting. This list is similar. Oh, yeah, Meowth EX. I completely forgot about this card. We do see a Wellspring Master upon EX here. We got Wally's to heal. That's interesting. I feel like Wally's Compassion's a really interesting card. Healing a bunch from Megas. I haven't seen that much play. Generally, healing cards aren't super good, but they can be nice in the right situation. Also, throw in Salvatore. Oh, yeah, and I was like, why is there so many different supporters? That is because of the Meowth EX. Meowth EX, I think, is definitely the best card from 9-0, except for I guess Pokepad, which is also in Ascended Heroes. But got the X on play from hand to bench, which again, there's no nest ball, so you don't really need to worry about it going from hand to bench as opposed to from deck to bench because that's not really going to happen anyways. And on play, you search for a supporter. And yeah, this is like nice. You can get different cards at different points when you need them. So it's just a really nice card there. Super excited to be playing with this card. This one's really good. I think it's gonna be fun. I think people are gonna enjoy it, especially when it like first comes out. I think people will enjoy it a lot. People might get tired of it by the end, but it's gonna be good and it's gonna be fun. Then we got this list here. Similar idea. This one's more streamlined. We do some Meowth EX as well. This is a Meowth EX deck that's not playing a wide variety of different supporters, but Meowth EX is still going to be good. Again, a pretty streamlined deck here. We do see Legacy Energy to help with some of the prize mapping stuff, which is good, right? You want to force your opponent to take essentially 8 prizes, right? They need to knock out 3 megas. That's going to be potentially really difficult to do. It's interesting, actually, now that we see Iono, people are going to have bigger hands, so Mega Frostlass will be doing more damage as well. So that's interesting as well. And then, let's see, there's this list which we looked at. There is this list, which is relatively similar. And then there is this list, which is... Oh, this is interesting. So this is not a Mega Starmie deck. This is a Mega Frostlass deck. This is also running... this energy, what's it called? Telepath Psychic Energy, which I actually made a video talking about yesterday, I think, on play from hand. You attach to one of your psychic Pokemon, you search for 2 other basic psychic and put them onto your bench. This is interesting. In this deck, it is interesting as well, because you don't really need this psychic. Well, it's kind of weird. You can use it on Bronzong. Also Bronzor, which there is a metal or is a psychic Bronzor. I feel like you should play the psychic Bronzor for Telepath Psychic Energy. Maybe. I mean, it's like worse, right? It's like a horse card. It's got 3 retreat, and it also has it's got 80 HP, right? So it's not Buddy by Pop and searchable. It can get stuck. Those are bad, but it's searchable, right? Which seems good. Anyways, the idea is use Evolution Jammer here to stop your opponent from evolving, which obviously is really, really difficult to deal with sometimes. And then Monkey Dory, obviously, yeah, and you can search these with Telepath Psychic Energy, which is cool, which you can get off of Hilda. I think Hilda's in a super good position post-rotation with Telepath Psychic Energy. I really like it. As I said, I just made a whole video on it, so check that out if you haven't. But yeah, this is definitely interesting here. A really Monkey Dory Frostless focus deck, like a lot of these, and I'm actually interested in seeing in these tournaments if we see Marnies. I don't think we actually do. Yeah, no one's actually played Marnies. Again, it is just 62 or 32 decks, which is like something, but it's nothing crazy there. We do have Serial Edge here coming second. And is that the only Serial Edge list? Looks like it is. I wish I could sort, but I cannot. Serial Edge here plays nothing super spectacular. Pretty straightforward. Serial Edge is still, good, right? Not too much to say about this deck. I think it's good. I think it's very good post rotation because we can take big one shots, and yeah, that's about it, right? It can do big damage and stuff. Then we got Zoroark EX here. We also see did anyone else play it? I really should have. I just realized that's Stevens and Empoleon. I guess there's a chance people like don't have some of the new cards as well. Potentially Meowth EX. I don't know. I feel like that's usually not that big of a thing that actually ends up happening. I don't know too many details about that, but we have Zoroark EX here. Of course, with Zekrom. Zekrom is not new to Japan. It's coming out soon internationally in Ascended Heroes, but it's not new with the rotation there. This deck looks relatively similar to how it's looked before. It's not running. I mean, there's some cards it's not running right, but yeah. I mean, it seems good still. Or like fine still. And again, not that different, but seems fine. Yeah, the X actually seems interesting here with a wide variety of supporters, but also you do have a good draw, right? So that is notable as well. Also, there's not really a way to scoop up Meowth EX with a supporter. Like there's no Terrors or Penny, so do keep that in mind as well. Then we have Team Rockets here. This is definitely not one of the. I mean, I've like heard some talk about this post rotation. To me, it seems kind of meh. We see 3 people play in this tournament. Team Rockets, Spite Ops accelerates to itself from the discard, and then it does damage based on Team Rockets Pokemon in play. We got Team Rockets Crobat in this list, which is like a pinging Pokemon on play. The whole line is that, which is interesting. I don't know how good it is, and you have the supporter package. Not going to go into it here, but it's like it's decent. Or no, actually the support package is very good. The other stuff is like not that good. It balances out to being decent. Team Rockets Articuno to stop effects of attacks done to your basic Team Rockets Pokemon. I've heard a lot of talk about Alakazam, which I don't see, and no, I see one person I think playing it maybe. Alakazam does damage through the effect of its attack, so you pretty much auto win if you play Team Rocket Articuno there. They essentially can't do like anything against you as long as you just play like basics. Even if you play a couple evolutions, it's still fine anyways. And yeah, I mean I could go into this some more, but there's not too much to say here. There's some cool cards, and yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of cool things in the Team Rocket deck, but the actual power level of the deck isn't very high, so it's fun, but kind of sketchy as well. Oh, we do see Sacred Ash as well as like a replacement for Super Rod as well, which is interesting. I've heard a little bit of talk about that. That seems okay, not super good there. Then we got, I guess I'll talk about the Mega Kangaskhan deck. I don't know if else has played. It looks like just this one person. This is running a Bouffalant. What does this Bouffalant do? This is from Surging Sparks. Oh, this like okay. I've like not seen this Bouffalant. Has anyone else seen this Bouffalant? I've personally not, as I said. I'd be interested in hearing in the comment section because apparently it's like played a tiny bit. But anyways, you got Bouffalant here to like take less damage, the good one, and you have one Mega Absol and you know Monkey Doors and Mega Kangaskhan and healing and stuff like that, right? So the deck's fine. Would you see Team Rocket's Petrol? Team Rocket's Petrol is very interesting here. Played a decent amount in these tournaments here because it's search for a trainer. Again, we are losing good supporters like Arvin. Arvin searches for an item and a tool. A lot of the time, you're mostly looking for the item. Like Precious Trolley, you can still go for the Precious Trolley turn 1 using Team Rocket's Petrol, going second. You can even use Team Rocket's Transceiver to be more copies of Team Rocket's Petrol for that turn 1 play, which I actually would be interested in seeing. A deck like this, I think it could be pretty decent there. But you know, kind of fun, not like super crazy, but it's whatever. Then we have the next deck, which I guess is this is also Mega Kangaskhan. Wait, no, this is what is this? Okay, this is not what I was expecting at all. Okay, so this is like Ogerpon Fox, the Mega Kangaskhan EX. Oh, it's getting like kind of like Ogerpon Lilies. We see a few new cards in it. This deck we see Lumio City, which is like kind of Artist Zone. It gets any basic, but it ends your turn. It's like a lot worse, but it is interesting to see here. And then we also see Yveltal EX. This for 3 does 210, and then for 3, the first attack knocks out all your opponent's Pokemon in play with 50 HP or less. To be honest, it seems kind of bad in this list. Like it feels like it doesn't really do anything. Because I mean, surely your opponent's not going to have a lot of Pokemon with 50 HP or less on the board, right? This seems kind of niche, but it does seem really cool. So I'm interested in seeing if this deck is like, if there's like anything like super interesting or good with this deck that is like actually, you know, like actually decent. The Yveltal, specifically the Yveltal EX. Obviously, like Teal Master Gripon EX and like Mega Kangaskhan EX, these are like good cards. We got the Meowth EX here as well, and it's planning to move stuff around. But yeah, definitely kind of fun there. I don't know if that's like good though. Then we got Alakazam here. Alakazam is, you know, as I said, a deck that's been talked about a bunch, and a good addition is Telepath Psychic Energy, searching for basic psychics, put them onto your bench. When you attach it to a psychic, sets up your Abras quite nicely, so good there. And then a Hilda can find it as well. I would actually lower the counts of telepath, psychic energy. The deck's not looking for too many psychic or like too many energies. And oh, it also runs a fighting for Corso Master upon EX. But yeah, Hilda's not looking for too many energies, and it needs basics. And you can or the deck and Hilda can find the telepathic psychic energies for the most part when you're looking for them. I think, which in my opinion is what makes the card good and what makes it like Hilda work well with it. I do think this deck's gonna struggle against certain decks in the metagame. There's like a lot of counters to it, so that's kind of sketchy. Even with like Enhanced Hammer and Battle Cage, you can struggle against Dragapult. So and Psyduck as well, right? But yeah, definitely a kind of cool deck. I mean, I do like it. I think it's a fun deck, but I just don't think it's super good. Speaking of decks, unfortunately, also aren't super good. We got Ethan's here. Ethan's is, it's Ethan's. What? It's Ethan's, and it's also Hops. Okay, I don't really know what's going on here. Yep. I don't know why there's Hops in the Ethan's deck. I can't really explain it. I mean, Hops Kramer is a pretty decent card. Hopsashi and EX is like okay, and I guess like the other stuff supports it. I don't know. This seems kind of all over the place, but kind of fun. I don't know. This seems kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. But then we have this is also Hops. I just realized this is Hops. This is the new Hops Pokemon from Mega Dream. Still be in Descendant Heroes. Also like sick looking art. I don't know why this is the art that shows up, but this does more for when your Hops Pokemon was knocked out last turn. We'll do one 30 for 1, but then if you have Hops Snorlax, Hops Choice Band, and Postwick, it's going to be doing 220 for free, I believe, if I did that right. And yeah, that's like obviously good, right? You're able to do some really nice stuff there, and then you shouldn't see the new support Naveen, which seems bad. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why Naveen's in here. I guess it's like counter replacement for research, but it seems kind of not so good. And yeah, we got just some like kind of fun things going on this list. It seems a little all over the place, but does seem pretty fun as well. I guess there's just different energy types for Crispin. I feel like they should be spread out a little more, but anyways, yeah, definitely a pretty fun deck list here. If anyone actually knows why there's metal energies in the list, I'd be interested to know. Specifically, like it seems like there should be 3 psychic and then 3 one-ofs because it doesn't matter, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, yeah, definitely a pretty interesting deck here. I don't know if this is good, but I do think Hops Trevin is like it's okay. As I said, there's some like weird stuff here as well. I guess I'll talk about Team Marcus Honchkrow deck as well. And this is definitely a bit of a weird deck. Oh, I missed one. Wait, did I miss this deck? No, I think I covered it. Team Rocket's Honchkrow. This is Team Rocket's as well. But what you do is you get a bunch of Team Rocket supporters in your hand, and then discard them with Team Rocket's Honchkrow, then do damage based on the ones in the discard with Team Rocket's Porygon Z, or 2, or whatever. And yeah, you can do some cool stuff there. It's not, like, super good, but it's okay. I think it's, like, an okay single-price deck. Team Rocket's Honchkrow is coming in Ascendant Heroes, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's like not a bad single prize deck. It's a whatever single prize deck, which is fine. If you're looking for that, it's decent. I think it's better than some of these like other weirder decks. I don't think it's quite as good as Alakazam, but it's all right. Then we got oh, Terra Box. Okay, I'll talk about Terra Box. I like missed this. We talked about some decks kind of like Terra Box. We talked about Noctowl as well, but Terra Box is Terra Box. Yep, it doesn't look too different. I don't think. I'm not super familiar with Terra Box. Like I'm moderately familiar, but there's a lot of things going on in it. But yeah, I mean it's Terra Box. It's losing some stuff, but you still have the Noctowls and like most of the Terras, and you got like Terra Orb, which is good for the deck. Because you have different options. Terra Orb is good when you have different options. Pokemon Search in general is good if you have different options. Terra Orb generally is going to have less cards you can get, but it still has 4 different cards you can get in this list, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I think Briar's good. You got some good cards. You got Crispin, yeah, Sparkling Crystal. Those are still there. That's important. You got Aerosio on depths, and you got Pokemon, which is good. Yeah, you need to get your Terras, but that like Terra Orb and Ultra Ball will do that. You don't have Nest Ball, but I think it should be fine for the most part. Oh, we see double Fez as well. That's interesting. Hard to find. Fez DPX, super good. You can afford to discard it if you have 2. I think double Fez is like fine. I think people might start to play it post rotation. Then we got Festival Lead here. We have a bunch of Festival Lead decks. I've also heard some talk that this is going to be good. I think Pokecow Book ranked as the best deck post rotation, which doesn't really make that much sense to me. Gothitelle, what? Okay. Okay, wait, why is Gothitelle on this list? I just realized. Okay, well, that's interesting. And then we have this list. It runs with Fluttermane. Not exactly sure what this is here for. Someone knows, tell me in the comments section, but it seems a little interesting. Maybe for the mirror. That seems kind of random though. And then yeah, I mean this list is relatively normal, I think. Pokemon is obviously good for the deck. And then this one, relatively normal. This one was a Gothitelle line, which is kind of weird. It like rearranges the. Oh wait, no, this is disruptive. This is the disruptive Gothitelle, not the like the hand disruptive to Gothitelle. I think the other one actually rotates, anyways. But anyways, this one does hand disruption, which is like nice because there isn't really that much hand disruption. I mean, there was Judge. I feel like you could use Judge here, which is like fine. Judge is like a decent card. Gothitel's also like 3 pieces, so yeah, I'd play like Judge. Wait, we are losing Countercatcher. Yeah, we are losing Countercatcher. I did kind of forget about that. It's actually a really big deal. And yeah, Boss is good, right? Boss is obviously good, but you can't Boss and Judge in the same turn, and you do have your Ace Spec committed to Max Spell here. So yeah, Gothitelle is an interesting option. It does need to be in the active, which is actually like really bad because or it's like kind of bad because you want to have your, Festival Lead Pokemon in the active so you can use Thwackey. But definitely an interesting card here. I've not really messed with this or seen this card floating around much at all, but it does seem kind of interesting here. Then we have the 3 lists here. I mean, I think Festival Lead is going to be okay post rotation. Again, these single price decks kind of struggle against Dragapult. You can't play Battle Cage. You can't play Night Mine, so that's a little sketchy. Then we have. Did I talk about Cynthia's? I don't think I talked about Cynthia's yet. This is Cynthia's. It's got the energy, which like counters some stuff, but it's kind of niche. And yeah, it's got Judge in this list. Yep. Oh, it runs Night Mine as well. Night Mine, as I said, I think Night Mine's super good. Increases the attack cost of Terras by 1 colorless. If Dragapult's very good, which I said I think it will be, Night Mine's good against it. There's some other Terra decks that which is very good against them. Generally. We have fighting here. Mega Lucario looks pretty normal to me compared to what we've seen before. Not like, the top deck that we see. Wait, 3 people play it. That's actually a decent amount. This one runs a Kyurem. That's also interesting. Has 0-6 activations. That's also interesting. Not exactly sure what these cards are here for, but they do stuff. And then we see another list here. This one runs, so, this one looks relatively normal as well. Then we have a handful more decks here. Let's see, what do we have? We got this one, and we got this one. So we got 2 more decks. Oh, I missed the Cynthia's list. We have 3 more. This is what we got. Paragon. I forgot about this card. This one recovers fighting Pokemon from your discard to your hand or basic fighting energies. Like Tulip, it's cool here. We got Rose. What's this do? Oh yeah, this card's good as well. Accelerating up to 2 basics from your discard to 1 of your stage 2 Pokemon. Good if you have if you want to accelerate basics of the same type, unlike Crispin, right? So Crispin is going to be realistically better than Dragapult. Roses, though, Roses, whatever, encouragement is the translation of the name. Yeah, seems actually pretty nice here as a way to attack or with Draconic Buster, which is very powerful. Doing 260 at minimum, well, I guess good at resistance. Doing 260 can be boosted by Premium Power Pro and Roserade and stuff like that. So really interesting there to be able to do big damage more often. Then we've got a Toxtricity, Mega Sharpedo here. We have the new Veltal EX, which I think works decently well with Munkidori and Toxtricity, and obviously playing Darkness stuff. Anyways, we see Munkidori EX as well here with Pekron EX, which is a single prizer that's like a 2 prizer. It's kind of weird. And then you got Mega Absol EX, obviously, a pretty decent card. It's like fine. I wouldn't see really any Mega Absol boxes, so I think that 1 Mega Kangaskhan list. And then last deck here is a Stevens Metagross EX deck with Mega Skarmory EX. You can accelerate 2 of that, and it does like 220 snipe, which is actually really nice. And then you have Empoleon EX as well, which is doing like decent damage and tanking. Not going to go too much into this list here either, but definitely some really fun decks. But I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts down below in the comment section about what you think about the meta. If you think which of these decks do you think are legit, what do you think the meta is going to actually look like in a couple of weeks, couple of months, when it, by the time that competition finally happens internationally. But I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. That really helps support me and the channel. But I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.